My name is Lili Kostadinova, and I'm a corporate sales manager at CloudOffice. And as a part of my daily job, I do work and I do talk to a lot of decision makers, business owners, and different partners about their business goals and how they can actually achieve those goals with technology. And believe it or not, in the past 2 years, the topic has always, or almost always, been artificial intelligence. CloudOffice is a cloud solution company. We do have 3 offices, 3 locations, but we do work with more than 700 customers all around the globe. We're a Google Premier partner, and we actually won Partner of the Year for 2024 in EMEA. So what I'm going to share with you in the next 20 minutes is actually collective knowledge and a lot of observations gathered from all of these conversations with, as you can see, some global brands and also some brands that are like large local brands. And let's dive into the topic. When we talk about conversational commerce, a lot of people have already something in mind, some interpretation, some association. Mainly, to be honest, mainly for a lot of people, that's chatbots. And now I want to have a quick quiz with you. Just don't be shy, just shout out. I'm just going to ask you some things so that we can check if we know the landscape good enough. So the first question is just a number. What is the percentage of the customers who actually prefer chatbot than waiting in a queue for a human agent? 82 and 20. It's actually 62, so it's quite a lot. So the chatbots actually do have their fans. Then the next question is, what is the percentage of the customers, think globally, because this is from Statista, like it's a worldwide. What is the percentage of customers who actually prefer messaging over calling? Think about Gen Z as well. Yeah, it's 75. Yeah, all right. And then the last one, again, think globally. What is the average boost of the revenue of the companies who have implemented AI chatbots? Be honest. 2%, 30? Yeah, it's actually 20%, and I believe this is the reason we actually have this topic today on the stage. And now talking about the conversational commerce. Here is, let's start from the very beginning. Actually, the conversation and commerce have always been bound together for like thousands of years, because before the digital world, the commercial things and basically everything in the commercial world has happened by conversation, actually. And think about the physical shop experience. When you actually walk into the shop, what do you expect? You expect the cashier. You expect somebody to instantly acknowledge that you're there. If you have a question, you do expect that there is going to be somebody to answer. And of course, you expect empathy and human behavior. And basically, you also expect a seamless shopping experience. Like basically, no queue would be optimal. And those are non-negotiables, because if there is no cashier, if you have to wait like for 10 people on the cash desk, you're probably not going to make the purchase, actually. And this is what the customer expects nowadays. And when we have the physical shopping experience, the salesperson or the cashier, and especially in the luxury shopping experience, as the seller, what do they gain? What do we gain from this physical experience? We gain, apart from obviously the sales opportunity, we gain the upselling opportunities. Also, what we gain is the immediate feedback. You can know if the person actually wants to be approached or doesn't want to be approached right from the beginning. You can just tell it by just physically looking at the person. And of course, we have the opportunities to have the customer loyalty and to build the brand trust based on the human trust. And for all of these things are something that the people are used to when it comes to the shopping experience generally. And then in the digital era, the digital or the e-commerce, it's here. And actually, because of that, thanks to these opportunities, a lot of things are being even solved. We do have the 24/7 access to some shopping, and I mean to all of them that are online. Also, we do have the global reach, even when you're somewhere not in even if the shop is not open or you don't have that shop in your own city or town, you can also purchase from it. And you have the seamless transactions. There are no, you don't wait on a queue, etc. But then a lot of things are actually lost in the digital commerce. And it's, for me, I can name it, this is the conversational part of the commercial experience. So what's been lost is the human nuance, and what also has been lost is the personalization. And honestly, after all the shops and all the physical shops are digitalized, what is the industry about in the past 10 years, let's say? And I believe also Corina from Mastercard also mentioned that. It's about personalization. It's about bringing back the personal experience and the conversation into the digital experience. And there has been a lot of trials, and a lot of companies are working in that direction. You have all seen the rule-based chatbots that actually emerged in 2014 with MonkeyBot. We have all tried them. Or some other recommendation engines. Also, Google has their recommendation engine, recommendation AI. Probably a lot of you use or have you tried Releva AI, the Bulgarian company. So a lot of services and vendors trying to fill that gap. But what happens actually? There's always the human fallback. There's always the customer support, somebody like the human agent that has to pick up the phone. And what is the drawback there? That usually happens when the things go south, when something is wrong. Like we rarely, okay, not at all, but rarely have actually the upsell opportunity when the human is already in the conversation. Usually, this is where something's not right, the website is not working, or we're not happy with something. And actually, let's face it, like how many of you have had really disappointing experience with a chatbot? Yeah, I would assume a lot of us, like we just want to talk to a person, or the chatbot doesn't understand what we're talking about. And like by filling this gap, and meaning merging back conversation and commerce, we're all aware that the artificial intelligence and actually artificial intelligence being accessible and being more affordable actually helps a lot with that. And here's some like brief examples of what is actually possible. I'm just going to show you some small examples. This is actually one of our largest projects that is customer facing, like not behind the paywall or something. The Technopolis chatbot. And here with some very small prompt, I'm looking for a Dyson hairdryer. It seamlessly look like something that you would expect that a chat or a human agent can understand right in the second. But what has actually happened here, and why is that possible with artificial intelligence, and was not possible 3 years ago, is that first, we do have the Bulgarian language. You know that with the semantically rich languages, probably most of the Balkan languages are like that, it's not that easy to train your machine learning model. Now it's there. It comes out of the box. Then we do have. I'm looking for what if it was my Dyson hairdryer is broken. This is another prompt that somebody has to actually manually type in and distinguish both prompts in order for the chatbot to respond in the correct way. But here it's again contextual and out of the box. And then we also have this. We don't have to map the keywords because here we see Dyson. It's written in Bulgaria. It's not the actual brand name, but again, it's there. It's the chatbot understood my prompt, and here are the examples. And then something that's a bit more complex, the prompt there is I'm looking for the cheapest, largest washing machine, which brings a different layer of the context, which is something that even with the filters on the website, it's not that easy to actually get into that result. So those are just some of the simple things that can now be achieved and bring and basically help people generally to in our own language to describe what we're looking for, and like transitioning from transactional to conversational experience. And of course, I'm going to briefly mention the virtual assistants, voice bots, conversational agents, you name it. But this is something that, again, as I said, from a lot of discussions, comes a lot in place, and it's not only in the retail, also in the banking industry, and also in a lot of customer-facing industries. Getting the chatbots to offload the human agents, like the voice bots offloaded human agents, is something that a lot of companies are trying to achieve. And some companies actually has already achieved it. For example, Wendy's, the fast food chain in the fast food chain in America, and also Commerzbank, they're obviously a large bank. They both have released with Google technologies their voice bots in 2023, and now they do have and the results are public. They do have really good results, and now they're not even hiring more customer support, but they're actually reducing a lot of, for example, in Wendy's, now 60% of the drive-through cashiers are voice bots. So it's here, and it's getting there also with the Balkan languages. And now I'm not going to talk about the conversational suite from Google's side. Just one thing I also want to mention, because we do work really closely with the Google engineering product teams. One thing is obviously there are all the technologies there, the AI enhancements are there, but what's in the core? In the core is the conversational core, the text-to-speech, speech-to-text, natural language processing, translation. So, like even Google obviously acknowledge that we are aiming to have the seamless conversation, and on top of the seamless conversation, we are building with enhancements, etc. And now. And now, yeah, you would assume that's the end of my presentation, but that's just the beginning, not of my presentation, but of the conversational commerce generally. Because what I have showed you for now is the current state, where we currently are with the chatbots and voice bots, what's actually happening. But what's going to happen? Well, first, for everyone, in order to have the chatbots and in order to have the voice bots, you have done already one really important step, and it is actually transferring your data to machine understandable data sets. You have vectorized your product catalog, you have all of your knowledge bases into embeddings, so you have done the heavy lifting with your data. For some of the businesses, if not all of them, that also includes actually deduplicating your data, preparing the data generally, but also optimizing it for large language models prompting. And apart from that, you have your platform, so your digital space. Then you have your data prepared, and you have your conversational interface. So meaning you have your chatbot or the voice bot, but they are only but you can, your customers can only reach them if they open your web page and if they pick up and dial your number. But there is one other, we don't exist in a vacuum, so basically we have to be aware with the entire ecosystem. And for example, something that sounded futuristic a couple of years ago, but now it's getting there and there. I believe a lot of you are actually using already ChatGPT for recommending products. And this is something the hyperscalers are already working on. And it's, hey Siri, where can I buy a hairdryer because mine is broken? And where is the closest store for buying a dress for tonight that's open now? And can you propose something, just you get where I'm going. So this is going to be expected at some point, and in the States, it's already there as well. Then, one other thing that we have to be aware of, if it shows, are the smart devices. Probably not Humane and Rabbit, because they didn't make it. But generally, the market is working in that direction. Having the smart devices, the smart pins, a lot of money are put in that direction, and a lot of business people are betting on the smart devices. And they do not work with applications. They work with AI agents. So in order to get there, your story would have to be prepared for that as well. And then, last but not least, also the Google Shopping, that's connected with the Merchant Center, and Klarna are also accepting now that you can just give them your product catalog, but you can also give them your embeddings. So if you have the control for your embeddings, probably you're going to have more control of what they're actually showing. And I only have one key takeaway, honestly, and it's that the AI-driven assistants are not just wishful thinking, and they're just not nice to have anymore, but they are a must to stay relevant in the coming years. And thank you for your attention. I hope I managed to spark the conversation. You can find me around. Thank you.